In Matthew 13, the disciples ask Jesus why he speaks to them in parables. And this is what Jesus responds. This is why I speak to them in parables, because seeing they do not see, and hearing they do not hear, nor do they understand. Now this has always been a little confusing to me, because we can read it with the idea that God wants for some people to stay in darkness, like he's speaking in mystery so that only those who have ears to hear can hear it, and only those who have eyes to see can understand. And then for those who don't understand, it's like he wants them to stay in darkness so that he wouldn't have to heal them. That's horrible. That picture is a picture of a reluctant God, a concealer who wants an exclusive elite in crowd that gets to understand him and receive his blessing, while the rest remain in darkness and perish. But that's completely opposite to what Jesus shows us of the Father. Jesus says that the Father wants none to perish. So maybe what Jesus is saying is the opposite. He's saying that he speaks to the dull in parables in hopes that their eyes will be opened so that they can understand and turn so he can heal them. If you notice, the parables speak of spiritual realities, but they use metaphors of the natural world. In other words, Jesus is speaking to people in a language they can understand to make connections about the spirit realm, which is hard for our mind to comprehend. The parables are not riddles that only the elite can interpret. Instead, they are illustrations that even the dull can begin to hear and turn. See, God is a gracious God who meets us where we are. So this is what I want to leave you with today. Trust that God knows how to speak to you in ways that you can understand. You don't have to be the super spiritual one. You don't have to be the Bible scholar to understand what God wants to say to you. He will speak to you in parables. He will speak to you in illustrations. He will speak to you however he needs to make sure that you hear his voice. So don't be afraid. Listen to his voice. Have conversations with him. And just know that he will meet you where you are. And he will speak to you clearly so that you can understand, so that you can turn, so that you can be healed.